In my opinion, one of the most exciting teams for 2023 is going to be Penn State. The Nittany Lions return some of the most fun players in the country and are looking to build upon a 10-win season. They return one of the best backfield duos in the country in Katron Allen and Nick Singleton, plus a quarterback who has an unbelievably high ceiling. His name is Drew Allar. He was a 5-star recruit coming out of high school, and now, after learning under Sean Clifford for a year, should be ready to take over, and some think he may have Heisman potential. They return one of the best offensive linemen in the country, have a spectacular defense, and all in all, if they can figure out the wide receiver spot, could have a sneaky year and could maybe find themselves in the college football playoff. Today though, I want to go through their crazy schedule and talk about how many wins we can expect and do more of a deep dive into each and every game. Before we get started, quickly be sure to leave a like if you want to support today's video, subscribe if you're new and love college football content, and turn on post notifications so you never miss when I upload. Now, let's get started. So taking a look at their schedule, they will play a rival in week 1 at 7:30 on NBC. Personally, I'm super excited for this game as that's going to be a great atmosphere and going to be a great vibe for week 1. West Virginia, in my opinion, isn't going to be that great, but they will be pretty desperate under head coach Neil Brown. Right now, they have a quarterback battle going on between Garrett Green and highly recruited quarterback Nico Markiel, and while I have no idea which one will win right now, I don't think it's honestly going to matter. I think Penn State's going to control this game from start to finish and will end up winning by 2 or 3 touchdowns. Something like 35-14 or 31-10. That's honestly what I would expect, and I think Penn State will roll. In week 2, they play against Delaware, and that game will be over pretty quickly. Week 3 is another really interesting game and can honestly be a trap for them. They go on the road to Illinois, and after last year's breakout season, Bret Bielema wants to beat them for the second time. The last time these two teams played, it was in Beaver Stadium, and Illinois beat them in a couple of overtimes. While the Illini will have to replace Chase Brown and Tommy DeVito, Bielema's system will control the line of scrimmage and make it a difficult game. It's also at Illinois, but I still believe Penn State is the better team here and will probably win by 2 scores. That'll put the Nittany Lions at 3-0 for their whiteout game with Iowa. This game will be at 7:30 on CBS and is definitely a matchup I'll be tuning into. The Hawkeyes pretty much stay the same, but Cade McNamara will take over at quarterback. As usual, they'll run the ball, have a good offensive line, and play good defense, but Penn State is the superior team here, and I think they'll win by 2 scores. This puts them at 4-0 before an easy win on the road against Northwestern. Northwestern's in such a dysfunctional spot right now that I don't know how competitive they are going to be, and with how they were last year, there's no reason to think otherwise. After that, they play against UMass, and that'll be a win, and they'll be 6-0 going into their matchup with Ohio State. That game could legitimately be a top 5 or even top 3 matchup and is a huge game in the Big Ten East. Ohio State, though, has a couple of question marks. The offensive line is a little bit suspect. They'll be breaking in a new quarterback in Kyle McCord, and will Travion Henderson be fully healthy? That right now is the question mark for the Buckeyes, but they do return a lot of star talent on defense, have the best receiver in the country in Marvin Harrison, and overall should probably be fine. Plus, this game is at the Horseshoe. Penn State, though, typically keeps it somewhat close, but I don't think they're going to win this one, as I have the Nittany Lions losing by a touchdown or even 10 points. That'll give them their first loss of the year before they'll go back home against Indiana. This game will be a tune-up game, and while Indiana will likely start their transfer quarterback Taven Jackson, I don't have a lot of faith in them this year. And with this game being at Beaver Stadium, it'll be a blowout. That'll get them to their 7th win before a road matchup with Maryland. Maryland lost their top 3 receivers, but they returned their star quarterback, Talia Tungavaloa. I still don't think that's going to matter much, as for the most part, this rivalry and this matchup has been very one-sided, and while Maryland will probably hang around in the first half, I see this being a 2 or 3 touchdown game as well. But I also see some trap potential in it, but I'm going to roll the dice and say Penn State wins pretty easily, getting them to 8 wins. After that, they have another ginormous game at home, and that'll come against Michigan. I've gone back and forth on this game and who I think will win for quite a while now, but in my opinion, I actually think that there's going to be a 3-way tie for first in the East, and in that case, Penn State's going to win this game. I think that for a couple of reasons. 1, it's at home. 2, I think Penn State will be in sync by then. And 3, I just have a gut feeling about it. Michigan does return a strong defense, though, and the top running back duo in the country, so it will be a close game, and I think Penn State wins by a field goal or a touchdown. This will get them to their 9th win of the season before they'll come home and beat Rutgers. Rutgers has not been able to compete against the top of the Big Ten for a while now, and that's not going to change this year, and that'll get them to win number 10. Finally, they'll go to East Lansing to play against Michigan State, and this game will be 7:30 on NBC, which I'm really looking forward to. And right now, there's more questions than answers about Michigan State. They'll have a new quarterback, they'll need a running back to step up, and they'll have to replace their top receiver and also improve the defense. While I think Sparty is ultimately a bowl team, I don't think this game will be that much of a test, and Penn State will cruise to their 11th win. I also personally now have decided to change my pick, and I think Michigan's going to beat Ohio State in Ann Arbor, which would create a three-way tie for first. All three of those teams will be 11-1 in my eyes, and I'm not even going to try to break into those tiebreakers, but overall, at minimum, Penn State wins 10 games, most likely wins 11, and could possibly win all 12. The Nittany Lions have a crazy schedule, and let me know what I got right or wrong. What do you think of Penn State for 2023? What is your personal prediction, and what team should I do a schedule preview next? Be sure to let me know down below. Leave a like if you want to support today's video, subscribe if you're new, and check out all my other videos on the end screen. I hope to see you guys again soon, but until next time, peace.